Good morning, guys. The sun is out again. Beautiful. I've done some sun gazing and we've come to Arley today. Let's check out the time. It's 9:21 and it's Monday. And I've come here. I did used to come here when I did Orgasmic Channel. It's near where the car boot used to be. What I like about this place is it's very still, it's very quiet. And although you can hear something in the background, can you hear that? But I figure here I'm going to find a lot of pine cones for the fire. Excuse me. It's cold. The ground is wet, whereas yesterday it was actually quite icy. But it's still cold underfoot. And look what I've got to walk through. Lovely. Yesterday I talked about barefoot walking. Now you have to be careful when you're going through stuff like this because you don't know where you're putting your feet or how deep it is. That was freezing, man. Because there is so much man-made rubbish around, and people often come out for walks and bring stuff with them and drop it, leave it, and then people like me have to negotiate it. Yeah, very cold. And now we have brambles. So I hear shots going off or something. Yes. Yesterday, I've been just trying to tell people about barefoot walking. I do talk about a lot of other stuff as well, but really, oh, this is very, very, look at it, very, very dirty, muddy, and freezing, to be honest. But this is the pathway. I do care about all the other stuff that is going on in the world. I kind of think it's appalling how we can all bemoan our own troubles, yet we allow stuff to go on that has been shown to us, across this way, that has been shown to us, and we might get upset, we might think, oh my God, that is so awful, and then we just get on with our own lives. It's like we push it to the back of our head, block it out almost, and hope and pray that those who are guilty get brought to justice, and that those who have been harmed get some form of compensation. I can remember seeing the pictures of the prisoners in Afghanistan or Iraq who were being treated, oh my God, so appallingly, and all being done in our name. And that was a bit difficult to negotiate. And those images, even now, they make my stomach heave. To think what human beings can do to other human beings. But years ago, I was at university in Belfast, and I was doing psychology at the time. I was, I don't know, 21 maybe, 22, something like that. And I'm going to walk over here for a bit now, warm my feet up. Look at that. A fishing pool by the look of it. And we learnt about the Milgram experiment. Darren Brown. I'll see if I can put the link up for it. Darren Brown did a modern day Milgram experiment, which is where they get volunteers and they ask them to take part in an experiment. They kind of advertise, and it's obviously a setup, but what they did was to have like a voltage thing where they can zap people with electricity, and they got these volunteers to draw straws between like two people, and they explained that the experiment was to I think it was to see how they could improve someone's answers to something by giving them electric shocks when they gave the wrong answer. And the voltage started at next to nothing and kind of worked its way up to kill you with one flick of a switch. And the people who were doing the experiment, the two of them were put into a room. One of them was a stooge, and that one was going to be the one getting the shock treatment, and the other, the innocent, was the one who was going to be giving the shocks. And basically the people who were giving the shocks, when a wrong answer came, they were told to give a shock, and they had actually themselves experienced a very low level of this shock. And what happened was, even if they disagreed with what the man in the white coat was saying, they would put up voltages that would kill. And they just did it because the man in the white coat told them to. Darren Brown showed this as well, and the modern day version. I do suggest you watch it because it shows that this is not something that has altered with time. Our awareness hasn't kind of developed to such a stage that we say to the man in the white coat, I am not doing that. And they can even hear the guy who is the stooge supposedly being shocked, screaming, and then begging and pleading, and they just carry on. This is the human race, human beings who are doing these dreadful things because a man in a white coat said so. And so many of us will kind of say, well, you know, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. Well, let me tell you, very few people actually stop. Very few. They've probably already delivered life-threatening doses, in inverted commas, because there aren't any. It was all an experiment and the person wasn't really getting shocked. But, you know, they'd already delivered those and heard the screams and everything before some of them finally said, I cannot continue with this. Too late, guys. The other one was already dead or traumatised beyond any form of help, if they had in fact been real electric shocks. And there are people who would be aghast and say, well, I would never do such a thing. And often, this is where I am, Parish Walk, Arley, which was a coal mining place around here. Most of it was coal mining around here. So we have people who are saying they wouldn't do it and it's terrible, and they're throwing their hands up at, you know, video images of what's happening in secret camps and things like this. But nothing changes, nothing stops. It just continues. I want to go this way, actually. And come on, girls, we're going the other way. And these are the same people who were protesting that they wouldn't participate in anything like that, who are going to the doctors and seeing the men in the white coats or the women in the white coats, and having their children inoculated. It's old people who are going for flu jabs, believing in the honesty of the white coat. And the white coat is just a uniform, guys. It's like any other uniform. It says something to us. We are programmed to believe that people who have reached these kind of positions are far better than us, far more knowledgeable and honest. Oh, this water is freezing. My feet have gone bright pink. And I want you to think about this for a moment. We can look in horror at these people, whether they be our soldiers or soldiers from other countries or whatever. We are so quick to condemn and blame and raise our hands in horror and say, how could another human being do that? Not realising that we are in fact doing the same. Not only that, we are told and actually see on videos, we actually see the horror. People just getting blown off the street, just talking on phones. We actually see it and give a cry, and nothing changes. It just keeps on and on and on, whether it's military uniforms, medical uniforms, academic uniforms. So I really do want you to think about that, and think about how often you comply to authority simply because they have a label or a coat or a uniform. Right, that's about all I want to say today. I'm going to go around this way, and you have to be very careful walking on this. There's prickles everywhere, and I need to concentrate now on where my feet are going. So I'm going to say goodbye from my muddy feet, and from the beautiful Arley, a still magical place with the beautiful sun, and I'm going to hunt for what I came for now and just enjoy being out in paradise. So, think about it, guys. Think about yourself, the things you comply to, and the things that you do. And maybe if enough of us think about it honestly and see how we too comply and do as we're told, maybe things will change. Okay, I'm going now. So keep looking up. Remember to enjoy life, live it. It's exactly why you're here. And from my very cold pink feet and Honey and Abby, it's goodbye, guys. Bye. Oh, my hat's all falling over my face. Bye, honey. Bye.